We are back for our 8th module, where we're going to learn how to use another type of template, okay? More oriented towards architecture with some things in the scene, okay? We learned how to create a lot of things since a preset, the sun, the skylight, clouds to light things, adjust parameters, identify problems. We corrected the problems, and now the project is 100% ready so that we can get started working and keep going with the realism, okay? I left a link below the video so that you can download the file in Unreal Engine, okay? Corrected those problems of inverted mesh, okay? And we increased the resolution of the mesh distance field, and I also left the FBX corrected, okay? We corrected the FBX in the 3D SMax. We inverted the mesh. I exported and I left this for you, okay? You can download. Before we go to the other template, let's open here the file of Unreal to see how it is now, okay? And I'm going to teach you how to use a type of lighting, a different type called SunSky. Another type of lighting, it's a different type, another lighting different from the one that we are using, okay? Okay, sun position calculator. It's a lighting system a little more advanced, okay? But that's going to allow us to select the hour of the day, latitude, longitude. It brings us a more accurate calculation, okay? And it's really cool if you learn how to use it, okay? Let's open the main level here to get some knowledge, okay? This is our house, exactly how we left this. And today we're using lighting where we put a directional light, okay? A sky as well, the clouds, the sky atmosphere, and the exponential high fog. In the post-production, we created the lighting from the square one, okay? However, Unreal brings us some features that save a lot of time for us. For example, in the next project that you're going to do, you don't need to add item by item and create the lining by the square one, because you can use the lining that is already done, already ready. And I advise you the sun position calculator. I'm gonna teach you how to add here, okay, in the project, because in the next class, we will use a template for architecture here where Unreal makes available, and it is already with this sun position calculator. But before we use it there, I'm gonna teach you to use it here, okay? And also how to add here, okay? Because there in that template, it will be added by default, okay? Okay, so first, let's delete the directional light, okay? Our sky. Let's delete our sky atmosphere. Why are we doing this? Because in sun position calculator, we will have these items, okay? And actually, let's also delete all of them. And let's just keep the post process. By doing that, basically, I don't have any element here that is related to atmosphere, like sky, cloud lining, exponential fog, okay? So my file here, it's like never had been lining, okay? How can I put the sun position calculator? Well, that gives us a really better result, more curated, okay? Because there are some definitions, a cool coding that allows us to select the position of the sun based on the latitude, hour of the day. It's cool. It's a plugin inside Unreal, but it's native from Unreal, and by default it comes disabled. okay? And you need to activate this. And how can we do that? How can we activate that plugin inside Unreal? Well, we go edit plugin, or you can go settings, plugins. Look, I'm gonna bring here from the other monitor, close it and go again, plugins. Here you have this list of plugins that are available to use with Unreal Engine 5. For example, you have a very cool plugin, this here, that is me, that does importation and synchronization. For example, with SketchUp, you can bring for Unreal to Unreal files from SketchUp by exporting with DataSmith and importing here with the DataSmith. You have, for example, the plugins of the Quixel bridge that by default comes activated. You have, for example, the plugin Volumetric that allows you to use features of the type volumetric, like smoke, fog, okay? Basically, here you have a list with plugins, okay, that are activated, okay? They come like this by default, and plugins that you can activate to use with your projects. One of the plugins that is not activated is the Sun. You can type here, okay? Positioning calculator. It calculates the position of the sun based on the latitude, longitude, data, and hour, okay? Let's activate this, and it's gonna ask to restart Unreal. But okay, it's okay. Let's save it, the elements that we deleted, okay, directional, and all of them. So let's save it. Our Unreal is gonna be restarted automatically, okay? All right. In the next class, we're going to use the template of Unreal, a very cool template for ArcVis. In this template, the plugin will be activated, okay? You won't need to do that to activate that, okay? But I'm already showing you how to activate this just in case you need to use in some other project if it's not activated, okay? So Unreal restarted. Let's open our project. It's dark because there is no light. How can we add the sun position calculator? Add lights, sun and sky. Okay, cool. It's already in the scene. However, the light is too strong. Okay, so the exposure is really strong. So some component here is emitting a lot of light. Instead of decreasing the intensity of the light here, we can just decrease the exposure of the camera, okay? So capture less light, all right? Exposure is in 10. Let's uncheck this and get back to the default number. Let's put -2, -3. Cool, yeah. Let's see, I notice a little glow here. Let's see this here, the boom. Let's check this. Let's decrease the intensity. Okay, let's go inside. I already have the line here. It is already here. This little guy here, okay? And actually, let me bring it here because it's gonna be easier to take a look and adjust this, okay? This is the icon of SunSky. What is this? Well, basically, this is a group of elements that emits light for us. If I click here, I see that it is a SunSky and that it is composed of a mesh, okay, of compass, a skylight that is the same that we used to light our scene until now. It is composed for directional light that we used to light until now, and the sky atmosphere. Look at this, we already have these three components, okay? A sky, the directional light, and the sky atmosphere. As it is already here, by default, these three, so they are related, okay? For example, skylight is already checked, okay? That works in real time. We don't have to activate this. The directional light, by default, the intensity of 2, it also comes by default the atmosphere here that is going to work together with the atmosphere and also with the clouds, okay? um, so we already have here the sky atmosphere by default. Basically, after adding this, the sky, the atmosphere, the only thing that we have to add is the cloud, okay? That's it. Our project is uh, illuminated. Let's repeat the process. Okay, let's delete the SunSky and the clouds as well. We delete it then. I want to light my project, add, light, sun and sky. It's in the scene. We're missing the clouds. Okay, visual effects, volumetric clouds. That's it. Yeah, simple as that. And it already comes to work together with the clouds. Let's select this, our sun and sky. In details, I see now that the way of rotating the sun, I can rotate for latitude, longitude, or these options here, okay? Look at this. Let's change the latitude. Look. Sunset, noon. Look. Longitude now. Look. Look at this. Really cool, right? Another element that we can add is the exponential high fog. We can add this as we did in the other project. We can put in dark here so that we can interact with the exponential high fog. Okay, cool. Yeah, our project is already illuminated and there is interaction of lights here. Let's select our sun and let's illuminate here inside. Another thing that we can change, for example, is the month. What month are we? So I'm recording here in March, okay? Day 22. The time here, we can adjust as well. Cool. All right, so we learned how to put the SunSky. Now I'm gonna finish this class. Okay, you can do your tests there. You can try some things, understand how it works. Okay, and in the next class, we're gonna open Unreal. Since the 0, we're gonna select the template of Unreal for archivists. It brings some things for us, and that's gonna save a lot of time for us. You will see that it already brings the clouds, the exponential high fog, and the sky atmosphere, okay? And we're going to use it to keep going with our project. Until here, we learned how to do that by the Scar one, okay, without any plugin or template. Now that we know how to do this, cool. So let's use the archivist template. okay, and get started our project in another template. Let's access here, Epic Games Launcher. If you're not logged in, you go and you log in with your user and password library and Unreal Engine 5. Initiate this. Let's create a project from the square one. Okay. We learned how to import and correct the defects, invert mesh, put sky, interface of Unreal. We learned a lot of things, and now let's initiate our course Indeed, creating a realistic project. After you learn these things, when you create a new project, you don't need to create from the square one. You can come here directly because you're gonna save a lot of time, and you can bring the file that you're using and keep working here. We had used the game section blank. Now we're gonna access architecture here blank. Okay, look at this. You're gonna notice something different. In games, it gives us the option of to start with content. Like there's a initial content here. We can uncheck this and actually do it. And also the option of ray tracing. Okay, in architecture, when we are, for example, here in blank or archivist, it has some things here. For example, it already comes enabled the Datasmith. That is the one that we saw in the previous class. That is the plugin that can import files from SketchUp, for example, to Unreal Engine and can do the synchronization between them. It is also possible to use in 3ds Max. After I can make a video about it, okay? In the final of the course, I'll try to record a video teaching you how to do that, okay? That importation between SketchUp or 3ds Max, okay? Between Datasmith, that is a plugin installed in the software 3D and enabled in Unreal, okay? So we're gonna learn how to do that, okay? So you will see that this template for ArcViz already comes with Datasmith activated by default. Another thing that is activated by default is the ray tracing. If you have available in your GPU the technology ray tracing, it's going to activate automatically. Okay, but we can disable this, and that's what we're going to do. And then after, we're going to activate this again. But for now, we're not going to do that. If you don't have a graphic cards with support for ray tracing, then it's not going to activate. You will be able to use the template with no software, alright? In this class, I'm going to show you how to see if it's activated or not. If you don't have ray tracing in your GPU, you're going to see that the icons are going to be activated. If you have a GPU with support for ray tracing, you will see that the icons are going to be activated, and we're going to disable them. So let's work without the ray tracing. And then after, we're going to put the ray tracing, okay? Almost like a bonus, all right? After that, we learned a lot of things without ray tracing. Cool? So, all right, let's choose a place to save it, okay? I'm gonna create a folder here, UE5 underline course. Okay, cool. Let's call it realism, I guess. Yeah, because from now on we're gonna work the realism. Okay, let's save it. The name of your project, let's call it UE5 Piano House. Okay, or just Piano House. Yeah, and create. Okay, we chose the place, we chose the name, and create. After, we're going to open another project, another template that there's a water. Pretty cool too. using the swimming pool. After we see the materials, talk about materials, create the materials, we're going to access the other project, the other template to take the water. Okay. But first we're going to learn from the square one. Okay. So this is the template of ArcVis. Look, basically that's the same thing that we had there. What we have here of different is a camera that we just deleted here. Okay, we're gonna create from the beginning. All right, the exponential high fog, we had it. All right, we can delete the floor. Okay, because we're not gonna use it. Another thing is the player start. After we're gonna talk about it. Post production SunSky that we learned how to put. All right, we have the components here and volumetric cloud. Our project is here with all these elements ready to start working. Look how interesting this is. We don't need to create all of this because we already have. Okay, cool. Now let's verify the features of ray tracing if they are. Let's check if they are activated or not. Let's see here. If you have on your computer a GPU with support of ray tracing, RTX 3000 something, GTX or something like that, then we're gonna disable, okay, so that we can get the better without ray tracing, just using looming, okay. After we're gonna add ray tracing to even have a better quality. All right, now let's see the capacity of looming. Rendering, okay, let's see here, engine, rendering. Let's go down. Look, global illumination, it's looming. Reflection here, caption resolution, we can put 1024. That's basically going to tell Unreal the max of resolution for the reflections. Let's work with less resolutions so that we can avoid Unreal crashing. It's interesting to put between 512 and 1024. After when you finish the project to generate animation, then okay, you can put like maximum 2048. Let's go to ray tracing. If you have a GPU, a graphics card with support for ray tracing, if you disable this, it's going to disable the ray tracing for you. Look at this. We're using or we're not using. Using, not using. However, we have some options here. So do I want to have support for ray tracing? Do I want ray tracing on the shadows or some things like this? As you can see, we have a lot of options here. We can disable all of them. Let's start from the bottom up because this last one is gonna ask to restart Unreal. So if you have a GPU that has support to ray tracing, after in the other module, the bonus, we're gonna create a class about ray tracing, okay? For those who have this technology. In case you don't have it, it's okay. You can get good quality using looming. That is what we're going to do here. Let's disable this, and disable this. So look at this. It's disabled. All the ray tracing is disabled. Let's restart now and save it. Cool. We're back here. Let's go in rendering and let's verify. Let's see, looming. Okay. Oh, look at this. It's not available anymore. Cool. Everything is disabled here. If you don't see this, just type here. You're gonna see this. Okay. You can find easily. So we disabled the ray tracing. We're not using ray tracing anymore in our scene. Okay, cool. So let's see a little bit about template. What we have basically, a folder here, content, archivist, levels, that is this level here that we are using to work. A folder with a file here, but it's empty. This folder engine here. We have a lot of things here, content. Why is it showing this folder? And maybe it's not showing for you. Well, because I asked to show it here. Here, settings, right here, show. All right, show engine content and show plugin content. Look at this. If I disable this, look, you see? You see, now it's like yours. So if I want to see the content of engine like textures, materials, we are not going to use them. But if you want to see this, to show this, just click here, okay? As you can see, I'm going to disable this. All right, so mine is going to be like yours. We have other options there, okay? Cool. Nice. So what we can do? Well, let's go here, file, save, okay. Let's create a folder here. Let's call it level. Okay, let's call it piano house main. And let's save it. Cool. Content levels. All content level. All right, you see this? Let's open this. We are here, so we can delete the other ones. Let's delete this one as well. We can delete, and archivist we can delete. All right, because we're not using. Now we only have content level. Okay, that is our project here. Okay, so it's more light, it's not heavy. Okay, our project, let's save all. Okay, and now we can re-import our FBX, which means that we're going to get started again our project. We learned how to create everything, we corrected the defects, and now we're going to get started again. Right button, let's go here, content, right button, import. Let's go here, FBX. Okay, if you didn't download, you can download. In the previous class, there's a link there. You can go there and download this. And let's bring the objects again since the beginning so that we can practice. Ceilings. Look, we don't want this. We don't want the collisions. We don't want this as well. And we don't want that as well. Import. You see that it's fast. Now that we already know how to do it, that we already did the process together, it's gonna be fast. It's not slow, okay? 0, 0, 0, okay. Next element. Look, let's create a folder here, new folder, geometries. Look, let's work in an organized way, okay? Let's create a folder here, and let's call it ceiling, okay? Great. Content. Let's put ceiling. Move here. Pretty good. Yeah. Let's bring the next folder. FBX decoration. Okay. We removed the collision and everything. Okay, let's clean this. Geometry, new folder, deco, content. Let's select the first. Let's send to the scene. No, not yet, not yet. I'm gonna move here first. Okay, we have the materials left and texture. So next folder, let's create this floor. Yeah, import all. Great. That's great. Let's create a folder. New folder. Floor. Let's take to the scene. Okay. 0, 0, 0. Perfect. And floor here. Let's move here. Okay, next folder. The frames. Import all. We had a lot of job, a lot of work to correct them. Yeah. Let's create a folder. Frame. Content. I'm gonna send to the scene. Yeah. 0, 0, 0. Look at this. Cool. Perfect. Yeah. Frame. Move here. Great. Yeah. Next folder. Furnitures. Import all. Let's see. What are the furnitures here? Let's send to the scene. 0, 0, 0. Pivot, do you remember that? So let's create here, new folder. Content. Let's send there to the scene. No, actually to furnitures. Oops. I copied this. Let's delete this because we don't want to copy it. We want to move it, okay? Here. Let's move here. Yeah, perfect. Next folder. Furnitures 02. Like armchair, piano, all right? The heavy materials. Okay, cool. Here are heavy materials. Yeah, really heavy materials. We're not gonna send to the scene yet. Okay, geometries. New folder. Okay, furnitures 02 without space. Okay, with underline. All right. Furnitures 02. Yeah. Move here. Yeah, after we can add to the scene, okay? Next folder, you can notice that Unreal isn't asking to rename the objects, okay? As it was the first time. Because now it's recognizing that there are materials of the object and it is just replacing and renaming automatically, okay? So we don't need to do that now. Okay, so let's go. Cool. The lamps. I forgot the name of the folder. Right button. Let's see. Lamp. Okay. Geometries. New folder. Content. The last one. Until the last one, move here. Cool. Next folder. The last one. Wall. Then actually we have the wood walls. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Content, geometries, new folder, wall. Geometry, new folder, wall, content. Let's send to the scene 000. Cool. And let's send to wall. Okay, move here. Perfect. Here inside content, let's create a folder and let's call it texture. Okay, like we did in the first class, one of the first class, I guess. This one is a texture, so let's move to the folder texture. This as well, let's move it here to textures so that we can keep it in an organized way. So these, yeah, move here. Look at this. I think it's okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, cool. Let's create a folder called materials. Okay, let's send all the materials there. Materials. Move here. Let's save all here. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. This is our post process, as we learned in one of the first classes inside Unreal here. Okay, we're gonna develop all of your project so that everything that we do can influence, okay, like inside the post process can have influence. All right. Great. Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's great, guys. Yeah, our project is here. If you realize, it was like 10 minutes and we could, import, organize, and it's ready to work. If you notice, this template is pretty cool. It already has, for example, more clarity, okay? Which is really cool. It's more accurate than the template of the game, okay? Because this template is for ArcViz, and we have some commands here that brings us more brightness, contrast. So it's a very nice template, okay? So it's really cool, yeah. But there are things that we can increase and decrease. So we're gonna see all of this during the process, okay? For now, let's just use the template. That is a really cool template, okay? And we're gonna save a lot of time because of this, because we don't need to create linears, anything like that. And the visual is really cool, yeah. Okay guys, so we created here and there are no defects in the mesh, all right? I'm gonna save this file and I'm going to zip and I'm going to put in the drive for you, okay? In case you have any problem in this class, okay? In the next class, we're gonna talk about cameras. We will put cameras in our project, okay? So I'm gonna leave this file here in the drive, okay? If you have any problem, just download the file, okay? In the next class, we're gonna talk about cameras. See you. Cool. I left the file for you here in the description so that you can download this. So this file is from the last class, okay? If you did, it's okay. You don't have to download that. But if you had any problem, the file is already here. You can download this, okay? Let's open it and talk about cameras. As we are working in the project based on references, like the piano house, and actually I left for you the references of this project. Look, let's open the level here. So I left the references for you of this project. You can find the references there in the class 1, okay? You can get back there. There is a link. Then you can download all the files. The file of max, textures, and also the references. Okay. So to practice the realism, let's use the references. Okay. We're gonna try to develop this project based on references. And what are these references? Look. These are the references, as you can see, of our project. In the final of this course, our house, our project, needs to be similar to this, very similar, okay? Obviously, Unreal has some limitations, but we're going to leave it like really similar to this, okay? Based on the limitations of Unreal, okay? Cool, so let's get started with some image here to use as a reference so that we can position our camera, okay? Let's try to reproduce this image based on what we are seeing. I think this is a good camera. It allows us to see some wood, some glasses, frames, okay? So let's use this camera. Actually, first, I have an idea. Let's follow the order of the images. So this is the first camera. Okay, cool. Let's minimize this. Okay. And let's create our camera inside Unreal. That area is this area here. Okay. Let's create a camera. How can I do that inside Unreal? Well, there are two ways. You can click on Create, Cinematic, and this first option. Or click here, Create Camera, okay, here. And this option here. What is the difference? Well, the camera actor, it's a simple camera. It doesn't have some features, for example, as depth of camera, adjust of some other things that you can see in a professional camera. The second camera, it's a more professional camera. Like, let's say it's more physically correct. You have some parameters of like real cameras, okay? Let's see. You have adjust of ISO, exposition. You have a lot of things here, okay? It's good to use because it's more complete. And what's the difference of creating a camera here and there? Well, if I create here, well, I'm going to create a camera in the center of the screen, like in a random place. Okay, I'm gonna delete it. Let's select this, delete. If I create a camera here, I'm going to create a camera based on what I'm seeing. Look at this. It has created a window here in the exactly position where I'm looking at. Look, you see? Let's delete this. Oh, okay, so if I create a camera based on what I'm seeing, so let me position the camera like this, and I'm going to create a camera here. I want to create a camera here where I'm seeing, where I'm looking at. Yeah, we just created. Yeah. How can I see from this camera? Well, I go to perspective, scene camera actor. Look, now I'm seeing from the camera. I can exit the camera. So now I'm again looking as a perspective. Okay, so let's change to the other position. Let's select this image here. Let's try to base on this reference to create our camera. Like this. Let's see, more or less like this. Yeah, okay. So let's create a camera here. Scene camera actor. Yeah, we just created. It's selected here. Or the other one. Yeah, or the new one or the old one. perspective, cine camera actor 3. Look, this is the new camera that we just created. Cine camera actor 3, cine camera actor 2, cine camera actor 2. You see? 3. Let's create another one. This one. No, actually, let's see. This one. Yeah, this one is really beautiful. So let's create this camera here because it's very vertical. It's pretty cool. Let's find more or less the position. Be careful when you activate the camera here, because everything that you do, you're moving the camera, okay? So be careful. Look, we have the other views here. We're gonna notice that there are cameras here. Okay, or camera 3 and the camera 2. Okay, so be careful because you can move the other camera. All right. So if you don't want to do that, don't forget to click here and exit the camera. Okay. So let's create a camera now that looks similar to this. All right, vertical. We're going to learn how to adjust this. Let's just create a new camera here. Let's minimize this and bring it here. Let's see if you have any gimmicks like pure reference you can use. I'm not gonna use it, okay, because not everybody has. So let's keep this way. It's more or less like this. Let's see. Obviously there are some differences, but we're gonna adjust them, okay? Right. Create camera here, scene camera actor. We just created the camera. Next camera. This one is really beautiful. Let's create this camera here. So let's go to the position because we are not in the camera. We are in the perspective. Okay. Look, it's really cool here. That's very similar. It's more or less like this. Obviously there are some different lenses, but we're gonna adjust this. Don't worry about it. Create camera. Okay, scene camera actor. We just created another one. Let's see. No, this one, no. Yeah, this one is really cool. Let's create this camera here. It's gonna show the furnitures. It's more or less like this. Yeah. Look, it is with automatic exposure correction. You see? Little dark and suddenly a little bright. Create camera. Next camera, let's see. Let's see. No. This one's beautiful. Yeah, let's create this camera here. Out there, it's like this. Yeah. I'm using S, O, W, D, A to move. Okay. Create camera. Scene camera actor. We just create our cameras. I think for now it's okay. Let's get back here. Let's see. Let's save all. Okay, now let's get started adjusting the cameras. Let's choose the camera to get started. Let's start working with this. Photos 0019. It's the name of this, okay? Let's name it like 0019 so that it's gonna be the same name, all right? Then it's gonna be easier for us to work with this. Camera 0019. Look, it has changed the place. Where is it? Yeah, it's here. This camera here. Let's see the number of this. 001. Yeah, that's it. Let's see the 3. Let's see this one. Hmm. Let's call it front. Mm, okay, front. Next one, let's see. This one. All right, let's put this number here. Mm-hmm. This camera here, 005. It's kind of confusing because there are a lot of similar numbers, but let's keep going. This one. Mm, okay, let's call it 005. It's gonna be a little bit confusing, all right, because we have the other similars. It's kind of confusing, but it's okay. Next camera, this one, 009. Save all. Cool. Now let's correct some things in the camera, just some parameters. Let's take, for example, this camera here. Let's try to get closer to this aspect of these aesthetics. Okay. I mean, like a different lens, more vertical. Let's try it. Look at this. How can we do it? Well, I'm going to decrease this area here, okay, to use as reference. Okay, I'm gonna choose the camera 005, this one. I'm going to change to 005. Oops, it's the 0005, I guess. Cool. Yeah, let's try to get closer to this aspect. We have this here as a reference, so let's try to get closer. I'm going to decrease here so we will have more area to work. Let's see. I think I can decrease the size, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Cool. How I adjust the settings of the camera? I can select the cameras and I go to details. All right. Inside here, the details panel, I have a lot of settings. All right. And some of them we already know. Okay, like these ones. If it's movable, stationary, static. Okay, as we saw previously in the course. We have here, for example, the size of the image that by default is 16 and 9. The other settings here, focus, a lot of things here, okay? Look at this. We have a lot of parameters here of a camera. Color, global illumination, we have a lot of things, okay? A really important thing is that besides adjusting things in post-process like bloom, exposure, lens, and everything here, besides adjusting these parameters of the image, what I see in the post-process, I can also adjust this inside the camera. Look at this. I can, for example, go here, adjust exposure inside lens. Oh, Dennis, but can I adjust this in different places? Like in post-process and in the camera? Yeah, you can do it. And what's the difference of doing that? Well, if I adjust in the post-process, it means that I'm adjusting in a global way, okay? Uh, it's going to consider everything that is in my post process. For example, if I adjust black and white, if I adjust my post process and take it off all the saturation, this camera is going to be black and white. All of these cameras are going to be black and white, okay? If I want to do this adjustment of black and white in an individual way, just the camera 1, I can go to camera 1 and I can adjust there, only for the camera 1, okay? Like this, saturation. And this here in the camera 1, I can take it off the saturation, okay? So if I do adjustments in the camera, I'm doing individual adjustments. And if I adjust in the post process, I'm gonna do adjustments in all the cameras, okay? That's the difference. All right? So it's like this. If we talk about the importance, the camera is more important than the post process, okay? If I adjust in the camera, the parameters in the camera, they will replace the post process, okay? So let's suppose we are here in the camera 005. I want to take it off the saturation and I want to increase the contrast for 1.5. Look at this. If I exit the camera, my post process is gonna get back because my parameter I adjusted in the camera. So this adjustment, this correction is in the camera, but just in the camera 5. In the camera 9, it wasn't any correction, okay? In the other ones, nothing, okay? Only the camera 5. So let's get back to the default here, okay? Cool, let's get back to the camera 5. Okay, so if I have corrections in the post process and also in camera, it's gonna consider the adjustment that I made in the camera. Same thing, the adjustments of size, depth, or lens, and everything, okay? So let's just adjust first the size of the image. Here, look at this. I can move, I can change, and I can leave it like this, customized, okay? We're expanding, increasing, we're adjusting in millimeters. Okay, let's leave it like this. Let's see. We can adjust like this. So it's gonna look very similar to the reference. Look, the size is basically like this. But now, obviously, we can adjust the size of the lens. Let's put 14.5 and 21. Okay, cool. Now we can adjust focal length. Okay, it's 11. Let's put it like this. Okay. Oh, it's wrong, the modeling. Let me hide this. Let me go behind. Like this. Let's see. It's almost like this. Let's see. Like more like this. Look at this. Let's see. I think it's. Let me see where our camera here. I think we have to put a different number, like a lens 16 millimeters maybe. It looks like that's it, I guess, and more like this, because we don't see a lot of things there. So let's see. Yeah, that's it. I guess it's okay. It's like this. Let's see. Mm, mhm. Mm, I think I think it's like this. This we can lift it up a little bit, okay? Because I think it's the wrong position. Let's put it a little bit like this. Let's lift it up. Yeah, I think. Mm, let's see the lens here. 14 maybe millimeters. I think it's like this. Yeah. So this camera is okay, I guess. We adjusted the size of the image and the focal length. Other thing that we can adjust is this. We can make the scene more sharper or blurry. Okay? But as the length is very small, we cannot see this depth. Okay? So uh, when we talk about photography, there are some adjustments, some lens, different things that we don't have here. Let's leave it like 2 and let's go to other cameras to adjust the position. Okay, let's go to the camera. Let me see. Mm, let's adjust this camera here, 0.5. Okay, yeah. Let's find the image, 0.5. This one. Also a vertical camera. So we learned that here you adjust the camera vertical. I think it was 14 and a half, I guess. Let's see. Let's see. We are almost there. 21, maybe. Yeah, I guess. A little more like this. Let's see the size of the lens. Let's try 16. It's not like 16. Maybe. I think maybe it's 22. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like this. It's more or less like this. Let's see. More or less like this. And I think I need more area on the other side, the left side. And I can see a little bit of the window here, so like this, a little before, a little bit like this. Oops, it was a lot. I think it's here. Okay, like this. I think now we can change this number here. Let's open a little bit on the sides. Okay. I think it's 18. Let's see. I think it's more close to 18. Yeah, it looks like this. It's more or less like this. Yeah, I think it's here. We can maybe 20. Let's see. Mm, I think it's here. Let's assume it's like this. Cool. Yeah, I think that's it. Do you think it is it like this? Yeah, I think we made it. All right. So let's see. Maybe I think it's okay. No, it's okay. For now, it's okay. Cool. Now uh, let's go to the next camera. To this camera here, 001. We can see it's very close. There's a larger lens. All right, let's go there. Okay. Camera 001 here. As you can see, it's a very horizontal image. Okay, so let's adjust this here. I think it's more or less like this proportion. However, it's a larger lens. Let's see. Look at this. Like this. Maybe 25. The lens. More horizontal, I guess. I have more area in the horizontal. It looks like more perspective. More like this. Does it look like more perspective for you as well? Let's see. No, it's not like this. I think the other way was better. Let's see. 20. It looks like this. I think we can assume that for now it's like this. Like this. Yeah. Let's leave it like this. And after, if it's necessary, we can adjust. Okay. Okay. And let's see some more parameters of the camera. And actually, let's take this camera here. Okay, 005. But right button added. We can duplicate this. Let's call it camera test. Okay. Let's learn some things about the cameras, some functions. Okay. All right. I'm going to maximize my Unreal and I'm going to go to the camera test. Okay. I can change it here. Look at this. One of the things that we can do here with this camera that is a camera physically correct is the field depth. How can I use this? Well, for example, I can use a lens of 50 millimeters. We brought it here. You can see this. Look, we are covering a small area here. You see? Let's use a 41. Yeah, let's see. Look at this. We can blur the background. How can we do that? Well, let me see. Control plus 8. So we got all the elements back. I'm gonna put an object on the scene. Control plus space to open my content area. Let's put the piano. Okay, it's gonna be nice. Piano. Okay, let's put a piano here. We brought a piano. The looming is happening. You see some shadows there. Let's rotate this. I think it's gonna be beautiful. There are no materials. There's nothing. Okay, look. So let's get closer. It's kind of blur, as you can see. But it's gonna be good so that we're going to learn how to use field depth. Okay, it's compensating the auto exposure is working because it is enabled to be automatically. I think we can disable this in the camera test. Look, let's try to find here there in lens exposure, or here we can type exposure. Look at this. It's here. So it's automatic. Okay, let's put manual, and we're going to compensate, and that we're not gonna use this and not this. Okay, now we can do this, increase or decrease. Okay, we can adjust this, the exposure of the camera. As we are adjusting the camera, it is not adjusting the post process. And that means if I exit the camera, everything gets back to the normal. So let's get back to the camera test. Okay, cool, we are here with the piano. There is no focus here because my focus wasn't defined. I didn't choose any object to focus. Let's see. Let's see the piano here. How can I select the local to focus? Well, I go there are two things that are going to work together. This one, the focal length, and the other one. And where do I want to focus? For example, I'm gonna decrease this here because it's focusing in something very distant. So let's decrease this here. Oops, it's getting focused. Look at this. Yeah, we're focusing. Or to help me, I can select this because it's gonna put a plane for me. And as I decrease, look at this. Look at this. Yeah. I want to focus the last thing here, in the first one here, in the beginning. Look, you see this? I want more area to be focused. I'm going to increase this. Let's put 5. Obviously, as I increased this, I need to compensate the exposure. Go here, lens exposure, here. Okay. Or if I want to compensate the exposure, I can leave my exposure as automatic. Okay. That way, Unreal will compensate for me in an automatic way based on the opening that I choose. Let's decrease and increase the opening here. Look. Increase and decrease. Okay. If I leave there as automatic, it's gonna compensate the exposure. If I put manual, I'm going to have to work the opening together with the exposure. Okay, as a real camera in the real life. Okay. Okay, let's see here. We want to focus here. All right. So I click here and I click on where I want to focus. Okay. This way, I can work and plays with my field depth. And this way I can create my scenes and create the concepts of my image. You see this? So yeah, the screenshots, the renders, based on the concepts of photography. I'm gonna decrease a little bit the exposure here. Let me leave it like this. Okay, yeah, cool. So I'm gonna finish this class about cameras. Uh, we will learn more about cameras during the course, but this class was to teach you how to adjust, how to control some parameters. Okay, okay. So I'm gonna finish this class, and now we're going to start working on the realism. In the next class, we're gonna work on the materials. Okay, next module is gonna be a longer module because we're gonna create a lot of materials. Okay, but remember, we didn't create any material. Okay, there's nothing here. So I'm gonna finish this class and see you until the next class.